On the island of Sodor, there are all types of trucks that come here on the island. There are some narrow gauge trucks like ballast wagons, regular trucks, passenger coaches, tankers, flatbeds, regular standard gauge trucks, vans, coaches, etc. Each of them plays an important part on the island and also carries important goods to the island and from the mainland. One day, Duck was getting ready because he needs to take a good strain to kill a day, and his driver and fireman are getting him up ready to start today's work. Thank you for actually putting my train together, Percy. It means a lot. Oh, you're welcome, Doug. It's just that these trucks have been troublesome all morning. I hope that they won't give you any trouble during your run. Oh, don't worry, Percy. I'm sure that I could handle these trucks on my own. After all the experience I gained with these trucks, they have given me the most respect and don't even give me trouble at all. Wait, Duck, wait! There's something I need to tell you right now! I just hope that he doesn't cause Duck any trouble. Soon Duck was having a wonderful time through the countryside with his goods train. He enjoyed the blue skies, the scenery, the countryside, the birds chirping, the grass, everything about it, including the pond that is after Henry's tunnel. Soon Duck was enjoying a wonderful time, but the freight cars were growing crosser and crosser. Soon, Duck was approaching Gordon's Hill. As he went up the hill, the trucks decided to play their games. Hold back, boys. Let's see how long would he make it. Oh gosh, not now. This is the worst place to have it. Duck was growing crosser and crosser. He was going through a few miles per hour. His driver starting to get worried. Go steady. Do not let the trucks get to you. Now, push him! Duck was getting his best to try to slow the three cars down, but it was no good. Suddenly, he saw the single man way ahead. Well, I guess that is not the Great Western Way, or the proper way. That was more like the wrong way. Edward came with the breakdown train to help clear out the mess, while Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Duck. The accident wasn't your fault. It's always the troublesome trucks that will always be to blame anyways. We'll actually get you back in order again. Thank you, sir, but there is one troublesome truck that you might consider blaming too. And who would that be? So I'm guessing it was you who caused this trouble to Duck, didn't you? Being quiet, huh? Considering that I've been doing research and been trying to find out who was the company that actually brought you to begin with, and who was the owner that purchased you as well, no wonder you're being so quiet to me now. Edward, once you clear out the mess and take Duck back to the steamworks, why don't you take Scruffy here and put him in the side note so that way there aren't any trucks that will be nearing him, because I want to talk to Scruffy later. Yes, sir. Later that day, Sir Topham Hatt came to the sheds. He had some news to inform to the engines. Duck is already at the works right now at this point, and he is still getting better, but still need a few more things to be repaired due to his accident with the trucks, but he will be back on track soon. Well, that's something to be grateful for, but sir, there is one question that we've been talking to each other about before you got here. Yeah, Edward told us about the one time that you were trying to find information about Scruffy, and that whether or not that information will be beneficial or not. Yeah, sir, were you trying to research about Scruffy anyway? Yes. I actually been doing some research about Scruffy lately, and what I have discovered about him was, frankly, unbelievable, disturbing and odd, if I were to be honest with you. But sir, what do you mean by disturbing? Well, this is probably before all of you engines came to the railway. Back then, we actually had our first couple load of trucks being purchased for the island. And one of them, of course, is Scruffy. But what was more interesting about this was because, like all trucks, they always cause trouble and delays and always laugh at the engines. But this truck, Scruffy, was more interesting to me because he had that little letters which is SC, which was probably, I would assume, for a Sodor company that actually worked here on the island before it discontinued. So I began to do research about it, and I recently found out that there was a company that was here, but due to some illegal activity, the company had to be discontinued, and Sodor actually cut off its business ties to that company. But I didn't know the name of that company, so of what I could tell, I'm not sure whether or not that company is still operating in one shape or form. But what was the name of that company that owned Scruffy? Since he is, like you said, a private owner truck, sir. Well, that is the thing though. He only told me a few words. It starts with a sir, but he couldn't remember the letter C, what it stands for. But I'm still figuring that out. As much as I have developed with a relationship with your grandfather, your father, and you, sir, I hope that you know what you're doing, and I hope you know what you are putting at risk. I know that, Edward, and thank you for that, and I'm gonna do this as safely as I can without getting into any conclusions. And once this all ends, then everything will go back to normal. I can promise you that. The engines reluctantly agreed. Life began to go back to normal on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Duck came back from the steelworks a few days later, and as usual, the trucks always play games and cause mischief with the engines. But the trucks already know that they are an important part of the railway, and the engines know that too, and the engines already get adjust to the trucks playing games on them. After that little discussion at the sheds, Edward felt that the trust between himself, the engines, and Sir Topham Hatt is secure, and had no more secrets from that day onwards.